Most people think dry Jan is a massive test of willpower. I actually think it's the easiest time of year to stop drinking. And here is why. First point for me is nobody that I know has got any money to go out. Even the big drinkers are laying low. Like everyone is skint post-Christmas. The pubs are dead. The group chats are gone quiet, and and social invites start to dry up naturally. It's the perfect storm for a low stimulation like Detox. And most blokes don't realize how easy that makes it. Also, January, the weather is shite. People are hibernating. The nights are long, although it's starting to get a bit lighter. Like, it's dark, miserable, and like socially quiet. So you're not missing out on anything. So there's no barbecues, no beer gardens, no beach days. It's not like the temptation of summer. That's why January for me, like, is so simple. I say so simple. It's a lot easier. No one's doing anything. No one's got any money. And if you can't do it now, you're lying to yourself about the timing. Like, the real reason why most people fail at dry January is they go into it without a why or with anything surface level, like, I want to be healthier. The truth is, going sober can be labeled as boring. But going sober itself there's got to be more than just going sober. You don't replace the reward. Like, most men don't replace the reward they were getting from booze. And then the dopamine deficit hits fast. There's like no system, no support. Like, you're just relying on vibes and willpower, which is easy in January when your new year, new me, everything's starting again. Like, you want to get in the healthiest place. You've just had a fucking binge Christmas, where you've upset the missus, upset the kids, had no energy, you're I'm bloated as fuck. And I don't like, that's from food and just gorging on like rich food, like for days. To add booze and whatever drugs you're doing, you want to reset. So that's why January is so, in my opinion, so easy. But like the no system, no support, just vibes and willpower, which you'll rely on, that always seems to run out about week 2. But what actually happens when you stop for 30 days? Week 1, you're tired, foggy, maybe a bit moody. That is totally normal. Think how long you've been drinking for. So most people, it's about 14, 15, some people before then. And for me, when did I give up? So I'm coming up 5 years on Thursday. So I celebrate 5 years sober on Thursday. So 5 years, less 5 years. I was 35 when I gave up 35. I can't even work out how old I am now. But yeah, I was mid-30s when I gave up. So I'd been drinking for at least 20, 21 years. So not drinking, you're going to feel tired, foggy, maybe a little bit moody, and that's totally normal. And your sleep pattern's going to be a bit all over the place. But week 2, that's where the sleep kicks in. Your skin starts to clear, gut resets, and then you're less bloated, obviously from Christmas, from the booze. Week 3 is when the confidence then creeps in, and then you realize you don't need it to socialize. You don't need it to be fun anymore. And actually, you look back and looking on pictures and you're thinking, oh, wow, looking in the mirror thinking, I'm amazing. And then week 4, other people start to notice. You start thinking, what if I just keep going? Now, what most people do, most men, is they'll count down till February the 1st. And me included, this used to be me. They'll count down to February the 1st and be like, yes, I've done it. I've done that month. I can prove to my missus I've done that month. What now? And then they just booze and they back to square one. It's the easiest time to prove a point to yourself, not to others. You're already in social slowdown. You got a clean slate after Christmas. Perfect time to pivot your identity. Because I think for me, which I've created a bot for this, is you're not who you are when you drink. You think that's your identity. And that's the same as me. I thought I was funny. I am funny, but I thought I was funnier. I thought I was sexier, you know, when I was drinking. But proving you can stop makes every future month easier. The thing is, you use dry Jan as that leverage that you can do it, and you keep then using it as leverage, keep processing forward. You're almost giving yourself a free pass. No one's going to question your decision because it's dry Jan. It's the one time you really can say you're off it. That's why you didn't give up in December. That's why it was harder in December, because you don't want to tell people you're off it. Imagine doing that in July. The heat of the summer, beers, barbecues, beer gardens. Oh, brilliant. You're literally got cultural permission to say no. What most guys miss is dry Jan is not just about taking alcohol out. It's about seeing who you are without it. Most blokes are afraid of themselves, or afraid of what you'll find when you stop numbing down with alcohol. Why I think you shouldn't waste it is most men wait until it's bad enough to quit. The missus is going to leave. You got no money. Your fucking liver is crying at you. Dry Jan gives you a chance to quit while your life still works, before it fucking collapses. Like, reset your standards. Start building better, healthier, sustainable habits. You'll start noticing your energy coming back. You'll start noticing your kids want to be around you. And then that's where you can reset your standards without hitting rock bottom, without your missus leaving, without your overdraft caning you, without losing your job, without losing your license. And then, as I said, if you're thinking about going back February the 1st, you've got to ask yourself better questions. Why would I put all this clarity, energy, peace back in the bin for going back in the same loop? What are you actually going to do? What are you going back to? I think most people realize that they're not actually missing out on anything, but you've been told for so long, and you're by yourself and by others, your mates, that by doing it, you're going to miss out on everything, life. But instead of thinking like that, you're already missing out. You're already missing out on life because you're drinking every weekend. You don't remember most things. You're missing being present for your kids. You're missing being present for your missus. If you're doing dry Jan, don't waste it. Use it to build, to rewire, to reset, to remember who you are without booze. And like I said, I've got a free tool that will help you realize who you are without the booze. That's why I think dry Jan is the easiest time. But don't just stop at dry Jan.